All right, thanks for tuning in here for Major League Pickleball by Margaritaville. This is Daytona. Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano. We just sprinted over from championship court, and we're so glad to be joining you here for the Atlanta Bouncers versus the Brooklyn Aces. Hurricane Tyra Black coming in big right there. One of the new additions to this team.
Putting that ball away with a forehand right there, and you're watching her, and I've seen her from her first tournament that she ever played to now, and she is just starting to up her game, and it's all she needed. She needed reps, she needed game play, she needed tournament play, and now she's starting to step up a little bit.
Well, right now they have a solid advantage at 15-8 in this women's doubles matchup. This is just the first in a match between the Atlanta Bouncers and Brooklyn Aces in terms of games played. Up next will be men's doubles. Then we will move on to mixed doubles. We'll have 2 rounds of that, and as this is still group play, we'll play all 4 of these games through match play. It's Buckner and Trifunovic versus Black and Carr. Corinne Carr, she's playing with 2 people right now.
Well, it's 3-on-1 right now.
3-on-1.
It's not fair.
A huge congratulations to both Corinne Carr and Adam Stone, who will be soon to be welcoming their first child. They had a fantastic baby shower just, I think, like a week ago. And everyone had to act like they were pregnant. Adam Stone pregnant is a funny sight, I will tell you that much.
And he was playing pickleball like that.
It's great.
Nice reach in there from Black as she uses that backhand to punch that ball down.
Corinne Carr, known to be a fantastic defensive player, but finding also the offense in her game as she continues through pro pickleball. Hurricane Tyra Black just swatting that ball away.
Big put away right there again, getting it to her forehand so she can slap that down. Beautifully done.
Brooke Buckner will receive. Brooke out of Concord, North Carolina, originally from Cleveland, Ohio. Also grew up in Delray Beach, Florida, played Division I tennis at the University of Michigan.
Go blue.
Everyone catch their breath. The extended dink rally goes the direction of the Brooklyn Aces.
Good point right there by all 4 of these ladies out there. Good patience. What a spot right there from Trifunovic, going right at the right shoulder of Corinne Carr.
Trifunovic will now serve. Christine out of Chino, California. And again, it's the forehand of Hurricane Tyra Black.
Big put away there. Great setup from Corinne Carr as she wins the hand battle against Buckner and then sets up her partner perfectly.
Hurricane Tyra Black, also a professional tennis player. Won singles and doubles tournaments on the ITF tour. and the peppering just continues for the Brooklyn Aces.
I mean, and I don't care, you know, that Corinne Carr is 7 months pregnant. Corinne Carr is, her hands are not going away. I don't care what's going on right now. She is playing extremely well, and I spoke with her yesterday, and I was asking her, what's going to be your strategy going in? She goes, I'm playing the right. I'm going to play my 20%. She goes, and I'm going to let my partners take over. And she's doing a great job of that right now.
Oh, and Corinne Carr, the first to speed up off the bounce on the backhand side. Can't close on the combo.
Yeah, she just misses that right there. Good setup by both her and Black. What I like too, and I've seen Hurricane Black, she's changed paddles since I've seen her last. She was using a Selkirk Power Air. She wasn't getting a lot of control out of that. She switched to a Warrior now, and I like her control.
And there's the game. So 21-11, the women's doubles game go in the direction of the Brooklyn Aces with a bit of separation as well. Fantastic job by Black and Carr.
Yep, great job again. Control, seeing a different Tyra Black here as she has changed her game and kind of upped that. You knew it was going to come from her. You could see it. It was just more and more reps that she needed. She's got that and looking really good right now.
Well, coming up next, it's going to be men's doubles as Rob Nunnery takes the court alongside Greg Dow. They'll face off against Hunter Johnson and Bennett Newell. So 1 point on the board for the Brooklyn Aces.
Welcome back here to Grandstand Court. It is the Atlanta Bouncers taking on the Brooklyn Aces. The Brooklyn Aces taking game number 1 women's doubles. And it'll be up to the men on the Atlanta Bouncers side to even this up at 1 game apiece. A good ball there from Ben Newell, pressuring Rob Nunnery, as we're all tied here early at 1. Nice shake and bake there from Ben Newell. And again, Johnson and Newell wind at their back, so these drives have a little more on them. And a nice punch down the middle from Rob Nunnery. As we're all tied at 2. Nice pull there from Hunter Johnson as he goes right at the body of Rob Nunnery.
And a little help for Rob Nunnery out of Ponte Verde Beach, Florida, originally out of Georgia. And it is a little bit windier out here on the grandstand, so it definitely has a little different effect than being on championship court.
Yeah, absolutely. A breeze behind the backs of Johnson and Newell right now. Oh, beautiful backhand flip right there from Ben Newell as he finds the forehand side of Greg Dow.
Ben Newell out of Kansas City, Missouri. Comes from a long tennis background. And some quick hands from Rob Nunnery, but that ball out of bounds. Make it inbounds for the Brooklyn Aces.
Ball did catch that back baseline. We're kind of hidden behind it, so. Nothing Dow could do. He tried to swing at it 3 times, but couldn't do anything with it. As Johnson clips the tape, goes up and over.
And a nice reach in from the length of Greg Dow.
Yeah, using his length and his reach to his advantage right there. Punching that ball in the middle. Doesn't need to be too hard, but just needs to find a good spot.
Dow out of Charleston, South Carolina. And again, using his length to his advantage. He's originally from North Carolina, graduated from Lake Norman High School back in 2015, then went on to USC, the other USC, University of South Carolina. They let it go, and it lands. The leave and land. You got to watch out for that one.
Yeah, and especially they have their wind at their back to Newell and Johnson, and I think Dow and Nunnery thought that ball was going to sail long. It doesn't.
Seven now. Miss serve. And right in the belly button for Hunter Johnson.
That's such a good pull right there at the body. As he flexes his chest out a little bit right there.
That's an aggressive take right there. Rob Nunnery off the bounce, speed up and flick. And somehow that's down by his shoelaces. Still gets it done. Nine 7 now for the Brooklyn Aces. And again, Rob Nunnery the first to take a shot. Make that 10-7. That's 3 straight for Rob Nunnery right there. Good location on those speed ups off the bounce.
Yeah, great pull right at the body. And Cam, talk a little bit about what's at stake here in this pool as Columbus is out to a 2-0 lead in this pool. They're playing Texas right now. If they win, they're set 3-0, and that's it. But here's the situation. If Atlanta wins this, they still have a fighting chance at 1-2, because if they go 1-2, that would make Brooklyn 1-2, and if Texas loses to Columbus, they're 1-2. So it'd be a fight between the 1 and 2 teams for that second spot. So it all kind of depends on this match and the match going on between Columbus and Texas to determine who's moving on in this pool.
This is where things get awfully fun in the group play.
But right now, no matter what, it looks like Columbus is going to get one of those spots. It just depends on what happens here.
So they switch ends. And I love the adjustment there from Ben Newell. He had been the target the previous 3 rallies. That time, a nice counter from him. And then they get the advantage with the speed up. 8-11. And a missed dink off the right side of Greg Dow.
Yeah, tough ball for Dow. Got right on him a little too quick. He's got to clear his feet, get that ball off a higher bounce.
Greg Dow using some authority there, and I'm chuckling to myself as I'm reading through my notes on Greg Dow. It says he's a self-proclaimed beer pong and ping pong legend.
Hey.
I'm sure that helps him on the pickleball game.
you and your facts today, Cam. You and your facts. You're all over these facts today. I love them.
Lands. That ball doesn't know which way it's spinning. I think it changed directions about 12 different times.
Wow, Rob Nunnery, great pull on the forehand side as I got to get these guys ball again.
You got multiple jobs, Dominic Catalano. Broadcaster and ball shagger. So do you get paid double time if you're doing 2 different jobs?
I should, right? Ball boy extraordinaire right now. That's 2.
13-9 now.
What I want you guys at home, if you're watching, watch Greg Dow when he gets up at that kitchen line. Watch his relaxed stance. What he does is he puts a hand on his thigh. His off hand will sit on his thigh. And that's his calming sense right there in his position. You see him right now. He's got that hand on his thigh. Nice and easy.
man, that's frustrating. Rob Nunnery fended off a nice speed up. He had a great counter, but couldn't close.
After he hit that ball in the net, he wanted to punt that ball about 75 yards down.
I'm impressed with the self-control.
Yes, very much so.
You also see Ben Newell on the left side of the court right there. So a little interesting changeup from the Atlanta Bouncers as they are now stacking.
Yeah, they're liking something that they see, putting Ben Newell cross court from Rob Nunnery. We'll see if they switch here. Oh my goodness.
What a scorpion. What?
It's a broken scorpion.
Right? Okay, I was going to say.
He fell down. But you're right. He was trying to get into that position, Cam, and falls down getting to it and still is able to get something on.
So a crouching scorpion? Is there such a thing? We just made it up.
There is now.
Ben Newell comes flying in.
That's such a good read from Ben Newell on the poach and the little shake and bake as he comes in and finishes. And we are at 14-13. Brooklyn with a slight edge here.
But let's go back to the switch for Ben Newell and Hunter Johnson because it is intriguing. You've got the lefty on the opposite side, but I think it has more to do with the matchup head-to-head because think of those 3 points Rob Nunnery had in succession from one another where he was successful with the speed up off the bounce right into the body and the direction of Ben Newell. So maybe it's more of a defensive mechanism than offensive mechanism for them.
And at this level, Cam, too, you're talking about guys who know how to play both sides of the court.
Yeah.
Even though it's both of their backhands in the middle, they really don't care about that. They care about matchups, not about where their forehands and backhands are. And the matchup that Ben Newell and Hunter Johnson like right now is having Ben Newell in front of Rob Nunnery, but now they're going back to forehands in the middle. Off the hip. Nice speed up and good hands from Greg Dow.
Well, and it's funny to me because I also think of A.J. Kohler when you're talking about hand on hip. A.J. Kohler known for the crab walk that he does, and he also places that left hand just on his hip as he moves laterally across the kitchen line. Ball out of bounds.
Yeah, so it was a little long right there. I thought it was going to drop. It didn't. It just kept going. But good communication from Dow to Nunnery telling him to let that ball bounce.
A solid contact from Greg Dow as he blows off his hand. That thing's on fire right now.
It's too good right there as he finds that little lean in every bit of his 6'3", 6'4" frame, using that length to his advantage.
Great hands from Rob Nunnery right there as he sets that point up and the combination himself with a great drop to the backhand side.
Hunter Johnson, great defense, but again, it's the pressure of Nunnery continuing to go at them and then finds the winner off the paddle of Ben Newell.
Make it 19-13 for the Brooklyn Aces, who also picked up game number 1, women's doubles match.
5-0 run after the timeout.
Hi-ya! Whoa! Rob Nunnery, I thought he was going to take that up the line. Instead goes cross court.
Did you just give me a hi-ya?
I mean, it was. Come on.
It was. It was like a backhand slice.
It was
like
perfectly
a ninja.
timed.
Right? Like a ninja coming through the air. Perfect.
Give that man a sword.
Mine as well. I mean, slice that ball through the air and gives Brooklyn a game point on their paddle here, looking to go up 2-0 and a commanding lead. But the match we just called between Bay Area and that's so long ago now.
Dallas Pickleball
and
Club.
Dallas, so long ago.
About 20 minutes ago.
Right. Bay Area went up 2-0. They took men's and women's, and then Dallas came back, won both mixed. So it's never down and out, but it is a commanding lead if you can go up 2-0.
Yeah, it takes some of the pressure off your mixed teams. However, that was pretty astonishing. I don't recall oftentimes that you win both women's and men's and then lose both mixed.
No.
It's pretty wild. As it's now game point for the Brooklyn Aces. And cleanly done. Rob Nunnery and Greg Dow get the job done for the Brooklyn Aces as they go up 2-0.
I like it. That's a good start. Again, 2-0 lead now for Brooklyn. All they need is one of the two mixed doubles matches. If they do get this next one in mixed, they will win the match perceivably, but they will play that fourth one as it, according to this pool, is going to matter for tiebreakers, as this pool is very tight for that second spot here in and moving on to the quarterfinals and semifinals.
Well, we will take just a short break as the mixed doubles get warmed up. You can catch all the action here at Major League Pickleball Daytona. All right, here we go into mixed doubles competition. The first one in this match. Christine Trifunovic will play alongside Hunter Johnson. And on the opposing side, partnered up is Greg Dow and Hurricane Tyra Black.
As Corinne Carr is giving some final words of advice to Greg Dow here, as I don't know if Greg's taking it all too well as Corinne's laughing at him. But again, if Brooklyn wins this, they will perceivably win the match. But we will still play that fourth game as we're underway here.
Brooklyn Aces versus the Atlanta Bouncers.
Well, that ball off the tape and off of Black. See Hunter Johnson trying to target Tyra Black right there with a couple of his balls early on. Oh, nice.
So much power off that wrist.
Yeah, great step in from Dow, and that's set up by the cross-court drop from Black.
And some nice cross-court dinking from Hurricane Tyra Black.
It's an interesting setup as they have Black on the left and Dow on the right.
So do you think that's a mechanism of defense in terms of trying to keep Hurricane Tyra Black away from Hunter Johnson?
No, I think it's more of Tyra Black is more comfortable on the left side.
Okay.
So they're going to keep her there right now.
So more a measure of comfortability for both Greg Dow and Hurricane Tyra Black, as Greg also plays the right alongside Rob Nunnery.
Absolutely. He's comfortable on that right side. Tyra Hurricane Black comfortable on that left side. So I think it's good. And so far it is for Brooklyn as they jump out to a 7-1 lead.
Again, the Brooklyn Aces picking up the first two games. And a nice shot again from Hurricane Tyra Black.
What a 1-2 combo from her right there. She goes backhand speed up to forehand put away. Beautifully done. And we're going to get a timeout here from Atlanta. And after that women's doubles match, I talked with Hurricane Tyra Black and asked her about her paddle selection as she has gone to and using today the Warrior. When I saw her about 2 weeks ago, she was using a Selkirk Power Air. I asked her, is it, more of a control thing? And she did say yes, a little bit, that it was the air was a little too much power and she couldn't control. And now that she has the Warriors a little softer, she's got a little more control. And her coming from tennis, she doesn't need the power, she can create the power.
That's a good point.
So she's comfortable using that, and right away, seeing her for the first time today in this match, I'm liking her control much better with her paddle choice. So we'll see how that continues and if they can get to 2-1 and hopefully moving on out of pool play.
And Hunter Johnson frustrated with himself as that dink has popped up on his backhand side. Hunter Johnson was a pro tennis player. He played at SMU, but also played on the ATP Tour alongside his twin brother, who's also on a challenger level team. He reached the ATP Top 200.
Well, that's much better there from Hunter Johnson as a double fist pump right there, trying to get going here as they are down by 7.
Adam Stone has also made his way out from the stands and now courtside. He's doing double duty just like you. Cheerleading, coaching, being a husband, doing commentary.
I mean, the calmness of Greg Dow right there. And just the easiness of that forehand, or backhand, excuse me, punch down the middle. And they have an 11-2 lead and are in control here.
Yeah, feeling awfully steady, the Brooklyn Aces right now, again, picking up the first 2 games in both women's and men's doubles. We've been having some fun looking through the standings, and you mentioned it, some of the challenging elements for these teams as they finish out group play and where everyone resides. The top 2 teams will end up with a bye through the quarterfinals and into the semifinals.
And right now it looks like Columbus is in that 4th position, but if they win that next match, they'll put 3-0. They'll move up to that 1 or 2 position. That puts them in that bye into the semifinals. So there's still a lot more to come out of these 2 remaining matches we have going on right now. Columbus taking on the Ranchers, and right here, Brooklyn and Atlanta.
Nice reach in from Hunter Johnson, getting that ball down first.
Well, now it changes the whole game, right? Is because Trifunovic and Johnson are on the side where the wind is completely in their face right now. Seems to be picking up even more now.
Athletic play from Hunter Johnson, and I will say too, in regards to the wind, currently in the face of Trifunovic and Hunter Johnson, that it's not necessarily a true baseline to baseline wind, slightly coming across the corner of the court to the opposing. Right at the feet of Trifunovic. And again, ball popped up.
Yeah, such a great 1-2 combo there from Greg Dow as he just reaches in and just punches that a little bit, gets the pop-up and the put-away.
I like that, the pop-up and the put-away. Little alliteration from Dominic Catalano, 14-4. Oh, man, Hurricane Tyra Black's got some wheels. How did she even get her paddle on that ball?
I think she's more upset with the next ball because she was back for it after she got that. She's looking at Greg Dow going, hey, get out of my way, I got this.
Oh, just missing the volley there. .614 now. Make it 15-6. I was going to say, Black and Dow feel pretty good about their hands. They're pulling the trigger just about every chance they get.
And it was a good speed up right there. Dow just doesn't get on top of that last one.
And splitting the difference is Black.
Black trying to go inside out cross. Gets a little too much of it. with the wind at her back. The ball's going to sail wide.
Hunter Johnson had success on the Ernie just previously. Said finds the net cord there.
And even though he's on that, Dow does a good job of just keeping that ball low and unattackable. Oh, and they're fighting over it in the middle right now, our Black and Dow. But they do have a little bit of a comfortable lead here, up by 7 at 10-17. But with this rally scoring format, I do not want to let any team get any hope.
And they add just another 18-10. Greg Dow and Hurricane Tyra Black looking to pick up a match victory here in game 3.
And Dow just short arming that just a little. He's got to get on top of that to keep that ball in.
Oh man, a couple good counter punches, but an even better shot as Trifunovic finds some open space.
Yeah, she had Dow pinched so far in the middle. All she needed to do is create the angle, punch punch backside.
Oh, put away power. One hand backhand from Hurricane Tyra Black. I like that. Black dropping down, crouching to be able to find the ball on her right shoulder.
Well, showing her athleticism, and again, her game is getting better every single minute she is on court, and it's given them a game point.
And match point. And there it is again. Hurricane Tyra Black with the final shot in the mixed matchup. The Brooklyn Aces pick up the match victory, but we still have one game left to be played here on the Grandstand between the Brooklyn Aces and the Atlanta Bouncers.
Looks like Brooklyn will be moving on out of pool play with that victory. It seems like that will put them at 2-1, regardless of what happens with Columbus, I believe. We'll check on that, but
let's take a break for a second while they get warmed up for the second mixed doubles matchup. And to the second mixed match we go between the Atlanta Bouncers and the Brooklyn Aces. Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano. It's Ben Newell and Brooke Buckner facing off against Rob Nunnery and Corinne Carr. First point goes the direction of the Brooklyn Aces. Now at this point for the Brooklyn Aces, it's all about just finding an extra game.
Yes.
In terms of their seeding, as well as maybe some point differential. Games net.
And again, cohesiveness. You want Corinne Carr, Rob Nunnery to be on the same page here, moving forward. Look, Nunnery looking down at the feet of Corinne Carr. I think he stepped on her left foot coming across.
And there's a nice shot from Ben Newell, the lefty. Plenty of power coming off his paddle.
Almost Newell in a squatted position, watching that ball so closely, almost hoping it would go out.
Ball out of bounds off Ben Newell's paddle. Just like Hunter Johnson and Yates Johnson, Ben Newell also had a brother, twin brother that he played tennis with. Oh, Rob Nunnery nearly just pulled out a miracle. He had to chase that ball into the kitchen, reset his feet outside, but couldn't find the secondary contact. There's a good look for Ben Newell.
Yeah, good contact, good read, because you didn't know if Nunnery was going to flip that back up and over. He speeds it up right at Newell's body. Good control, good hands.
I like the way Ben Newell is finishing some of these strokes. It's almost trophy worthy. He hits a shot and hangs on to it. I like it.
Rob Nunnery trying to get his paddle out of the way out of that last point, but couldn't do it fast enough. Good speed up from Newell.
What a touch from Brooke Buckner. That was phenomenal.
Now I'm watching the Ben Newell trophy pose that you called
it. Mostly on the ground strokes,
yes.
Not so much at the kitchen line.
Yes, I saw it on the backhand.
I like that. Corinne Carr taking the pace off, but still finding depth, so that ball didn't bounce much. Nice shot from Brooke Buckner.
There were a couple times where I thought Brooklyn was down and out in that point as Newell and Buckner put on a ton of pressure. Carr and Nunnery battle their way out, but Buckner in the end comes out on top.
And again, working that one-hand backhand. Solid finish from Ben Newell.
Good pressure from Corinne Carr, pushing Buckner back, going at that left foot. Puts a ton of pressure on and causes the mistake. Newell got a little upright on that dink as that ball got in on him. He stands kind of straight up and trying to hit that dink. He's got to stay down and through that.
6-9, Brooklyn Aces trailing. Oh, and the wind doing so much damage to that ball as it's floating.
That ball was all over the place, knuckling.
Corinne Carr gets a shot.
Yeah, good pull there from Corinne Carr, leaning in and taking that ball out of the air. She makes hubby Adam Stone very happy with that.
Oh, Rob Nunnery tried his best to get there from the opposite side of the court. A tough bounce off the net cord.
We'll change ends here, I believe, at 11-7 with Atlanta in the lead. Up by 4. I mean, at this point, it's very hard. You're Atlanta right now. It's tough. You know, like this is it. This is your last match. But they're fighting, right? And they're still going at it here. But it is tough knowing after you lose that first mixed doubles match that your weekend is over.
You know, and there's still something to be played for, right? We're setting up the relegation system for 2024,
Yep.
and point differential matters. It has a big effect in terms of where the standings are for these teams as they are fighting to be in the premier level in terms of the team ownership. Now, again, this is just season 1 in 2023. We will have 2 seasons in 2023, each comprised with 3 total events and a season championship following that 3rd event. Nice body shot from Corinne Carr. So the Premier and Challenger level teams and team owners will switch after season number 1. Players will be redrafted. A tough ball for Rob Nunnery. That thing was up in the air about 20 feet.
You see Nunnery almost drop to a knee to take that ball and get on top of it.
Corinne Carr, quick with the feet, closing in.
Coming in fast with a big forehand right there.
That's some mama power right there. And for the 2nd time, the trickler over the direction, Corinne Carr.
Well, that ball sat up on top of the net and just paused for a second. Decides not to go back over.
13-10 for the Bouncers. Rob Nunnery hit every single one of those shots, but Ben Newell ends up getting the best of him.
And as that ball sails past Ben Newell, he didn't even turn around to look at it. Just goes out.
14-10 now. And Rob just getting stuck in the transition zone.
He had the backside on Newell open and tried to get it there, but almost rushed it just a little. Oh,
you know
taking
what?
it.
He's earned it. There have been a few that have gone the opposite direction. You'll take it.
Oh, he's taking that all day long is Rob Nunnery.
And as soon as Rob got a shot, he took it.
Yeah, he took it as a little too soon, I think, right there to take that shot as Newell sitting on it. He'd be able to get that down at the left foot of Corinne Carr. Nice.
A good shot from Corinne Carr, the 50% speed up cross court.
Yeah, she went backside as she had Newell pinched in the middle.
(12-16).
See these returns from Atlanta right now, they're cutting through them and they're just hanging up there and just dying because of the wind.
Right now, they're just having fun. Rob Nunnery going head-to-head with Ben Newell.
Newell's loving it, but he's sitting on it right now. As you watch, on every ball that goes to Nunnery, he's sitting on it, ready for the speed up. He's cocked and ready, sliding his body to the side and able to counter really well. Well, that's Ben Newell being very athletic right there. He read that ball so well. Comes over with the shake and bake off the Buckner drive.
Brooke Buckner gets the bake part of the shake and bake. 20-12, the Atlanta Bouncers. Okay, that's one way to finish it off.
If that's going to be your last point of the tournament, hey, put a cherry on top right there for Ben Newell. He loves it.
Epic shot from Ben Newell, who earns the 21st. So the Atlanta Bouncers pick up the second mixed doubles game. Score still goes the direction of the Brooklyn Aces as they win the match 3-1.
Wow, what a good match. Again, controlled by the Brooklyn Aces. Had nothing to lose going into that last one. But, again, Atlanta showing some life. They finish it up, and they get that victory in the last game. But the match goes to Brooklyn 3-1.
Well, this has just been the first day of Major League Pickleball by Margaritaville here in Daytona Beach. Picktona has been a fantastic host in the early stages. We cannot wait for 3 more days of coverage. Having a blast out here on the Grandstand. But thanks for joining us. For myself, Dominic Catalano, and the rest of our Major League Pickleball crew and production staff, we will see you back at the kitchen line.